My name is Georgi, and today I will be the co-host, but mostly the moderator of today's webinar, as always, as during the subject webinars. And as you can see, I'm not alone. We have plenty of presentations today. We have 4 presentations from 4 German universities who will talk about different study programs, and I will introduce them very quickly. But before that, some technical details regarding today's meeting. Nothing like a rocket science thing, very easy. You can see the Q&A button in the bottom part of Zoom interface. Please use the Q&A button already starting from now. You can do that until very end of the webinar. So when you have any questions, and I think you should have questions for sure, because this is a unique opportunity for you to ask questions and get the best possible answers for the most competent people. So send in your questions using the Q&A button, and then they will be addressed either in the written form, or most of them will be addressed also live during the live Q&A session, which we will have in around for 10 to 15 minutes after all presentations are done for today. Also, keep an eye on the chat, because they will be sending some interesting information like links, for example, and you can easily follow it. All right, now let me share with you my screen to quickly introduce the agenda, and then our guests will start with their presentations. So as you know, the umbrella topic for today is studying business administration in Germany. And as I said, we have plenty of guests today. So we from 4 German universities. From Furtwangen University, we have Lena Frommer, and for now, maybe Kerstin Schlund will also join. And they will talk about MBA level program in international business management. Then it will be followed by Aschaffenburg University of Applied Sciences. We have Professor Dr. Thomas Lauer, who will talk about MA level program in international management. Then we are moving to Technische Hochschule Mittelhessen, and we have Professor Dr. Stefan Ivanov, who will talk about digital and international marketing. This is also a Master of Science level program. And then we will close the show with our guest from South Westphalia University of Applied Sciences, Professor Dr. Dina Dreisbach, and she will introduce to you BA level program in business administration with informatics. Okay, so let us move now then to Furtwangen University. And as I introduced, it's Lena Frommer, and she will introduce now the MBA program in international business management. And you can see where it is located. So we are going quite to south of Germany now. Lena, the floor is yours.
Everybody, I'm here to represent HFU Business School today. And in particular, I want to introduce our International Business Management program. First of all, let me introduce the program managers. So on the one hand, we have myself. My name is Lena Frommer. I am the program director, and I'm managing the program together with my colleague, Professor Mark Radke. He is the Dean of Studies, and unfortunately, he cannot join us today because he has another important appointment. Yes, we are managing the program together, and if you have any questions, you can contact either of us. You can find our contact details on our website. I will share the link for the website later. Now, let's move on to the characteristics of our MBA program. So our MBA program is taught completely in English. You do not need to have any German skills to study with us. However, we offer students the opportunity to learn German while they are here at the HFU Business School. And these German courses are free of charge, so you do not need to pay any money for them. We also offer other language courses like Spanish, for example, if you are interested in that. What makes our MBA program quite special, and also what makes it different from other MBA programs, is that we have low study fees. The total cost of our program is 12,000 euros. So that makes 4,000 euros per semester. We have 3 semesters in total. The first 2 semesters are regular lecture semesters. So you have a lecture period, and then at the end of the semester, you have an exam period. In the 3rd semester, you write your thesis. So the 3rd semester is entirely dedicated to your thesis, and you have 6 months to do so, with the opportunity to prolong the process for 3 more months. Another characteristic that makes our program very special is that we have first-class lecturers who have years of professional experience. So Professor Radke, our Dean of Studies, for example, he worked at the European Central Bank before he then started to teach at HFU University. And we also have many, many other lecturers who have business experience. Another quite well-known lecturer of ours is 𝘗𝘢𝘕 who just recently published a book that is called The Invisible Game, and he has been asked to do interviews with the BBC, for example. While we have lecturers from Germany, we also have lecturers from other countries, like Professor Sequeira, who is from Colombia, or Professor Taylor, who is from England. So our teaching staff is very diverse, and they try to cater to the diversity of our students as well, because one other characteristic is that our program is very intercultural. 95% of our students are from outside of Germany, and in this year, this current batch, it's actually 100% of the students, and they come from various countries. So we have students from India, Pakistan, China, Vietnam, Iran, Latin America, Europe. Really, we cover the entire continent, and we are really, really proud of our diversity and our intercultural student body. Also, we have very small class sizes, so we usually have groups between 10 to 17 students. And because our classes are so small, the atmosphere is very familiar, and our students get to know each other very well. They also get to know their professors very well. And the 1.5 years they spend together is really like spending time with family. And our students usually stay in touch after their studies and just keep checking in on each other, and keep meeting regularly. We also offer alumni events that allow students to return to the university and meet their former classmates and their former professors. So it's very familiar here at the HFU Business School. The last point is that we try to work with very innovative teaching methods, and we also try to offer the equipment that is necessary for that. We have a so-called MBA room. That is a room that is entirely dedicated to the MBA students and may only be used by the MBA students. And we have currently equipped that room for hybrid teaching. While we do face-to-face teaching here at HFU Business School, we nonetheless try to have the equipment just in case another pandemic hits us, for example. So yes, we try to provide students both with innovative content and innovative equipment. So that is a very, very short summary of our MBA program. Now I want to explain to you how you can apply if you want to study with us. So we have a 2-step application procedure. The first step is please go to our website and fill in the quick check application form. I can share the link for that later, but you can also see it here on the slide. We will then receive your quick check application, and we will reply to you whether you are eligible for our MBA program. If you are eligible, you will receive a link to our application portal, and you can upload all of the necessary application documents. The application deadline for our intake in the winter semester, we only ever have an intake in the winter semester. The application deadline for that is the 1st of June for non-EU applicants and the 15th of July for national and EU applicants. The reason why we have two different application deadlines is simply that it usually takes non-EU applicants a certain amount of time to get their visa to travel to Germany. So we try to give them the time they need to, yes, get all of their documents in order and come to Germany. So you can see that it's not too late to apply for this year's intake. So if you're interested, you still have a couple of weeks to do so, and I encourage you to do so. Now, this is my final slide. I just briefly want to explain to you what we require from you as an applicant. So you can apply if you have an undergraduate degree with an above average grade point average and at least 210 ECTS. We say that 210 ECTS roughly equals 7 semesters of study. So if you have studied for at least 7 semesters and you have your bachelor degree, then you can apply here to HFU University. In addition, we require you to have at least 24 months of work experience in a business environment. We do not accept internships as work experience. It really has to be professional work experience after your graduation. And finally, we require you to prove your proficiency in spoken and written English. There are several ways you can prove this. For example, if you have an English taught degree, so if the medium of instruction was English during your bachelor studies, you can provide us with a medium of instruction letter, for example. But we also accept proof of several years of professional work experience in an English-speaking country. And of course, we accept the regular tests such as TOEFL or IELTS or also Duolingo. Yes, so that would be it from my side. Here again, you can see the link to our website, and if you're interested in applying, please do not hesitate to visit our website and fill in the quick check application, or just write me an email directly. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Lena, for a very informative and also very compact presentation. I liked it a lot. And okay, let's now move to our next speaker. Let me quickly share with you my screen for the official introduction once again. So it is Professor Dr. Thomas Lohwe from Aschaffenburg University of Applied Sciences, and now he will introduce his program on MA level program in international management. Professor, please go ahead.
Master International Management of TH or TH Aschaffenburg, as we say. I would like to introduce that master program to you. Great that so many are listening and so many are interested to study in Germany. So first of all, where is it located? So Aschaffenburg is very, very close to Frankfurt, so about 40 kilometers away, and it's part of the Frankfurt metropole region. You have to know that the Frankfurt metropole region is a very international region. It's the most international region all over Germany, you could say. And it's also something like the central crossing of Europe. It's the town where the European Central Bank is located. Some of you may know that. So, and all in all, we have about people from 178 different nationalities permanently living in Frankfurt, which is amazing if you take into consideration that there are only 198 nations all over the world. It has one of the biggest airports in Europe, and the airport which offers most direct flights to destinations all over the world, almost to 100 countries. And it's a region which is number 7 in a worldwide metropole ranking, which is frequently done by the very famous journal, The Economist. So, and it's ranked highest all over Germany among these metropole regions. The good thing is that if you study in Aschaffenburg, so you do not have to live in such a big city. It's more a small and cozy town, which is close to 100,000 inhabitants, as you can see here on the right side of the screen. So we have very nice castles there. So we have a historical city center. It's located directly close to a bigger river. So a very nice location. And behind Aschaffenburg, there are a lot of hills and forests where you can spend your leisure time if you don't like to go to a bigger city. But if you like to go to a big city like Frankfurt, it's only about half an hour away by train, and the train connection is really good. Okay. Let's go further and let's talk a bit more about our university and not only about the region. I don't know why I can't share the slide now. It works, or I can't change the slide, sorry. Yeah, Aschaffenburg, Aschaffenburg, TH or TH means Technical University of Applied Sciences, and it's the smallest public university in the federal state of Bavaria. And this means that we can offer an atmosphere which is very close to the atmosphere in a private university, which means so the quota between students and professors is really small. That means that per professor, we do not have to take care of so many students typically, which means that emails are answered promptly and things like that. It's a very nice campus university, as you can see here from some of the pictures. All of these pictures are taken from our campus, and these are real students also of our university, which you can see here. We have 3 faculties, health, engineering, and the faculty I'm talking about is the faculty of business and law. Especially for foreigners who study at our university, we have dormitories directly on the campus. Some dormitories are very close to the campus. And as far as I know, foreigners will get some priority in getting apartments in those dormitories. All these apartments typically have their own bathroom, their own kitchen, and so on. We are very good ranked. Recent ranking has shown again that we are among the top universities of applied sciences all over Germany. That is not only true for the whole university, but also for our business programs. Also, you can take a look, for instance, on a webpage which is called 𝘈𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘈, where students can give their votes and can also evaluate their professors and the universities. And in this ranking, we have always been among the top universities all over Germany. Let's talk about a bit more in depth about the program itself. So it's a master program, first of all, which you have to know that is fully taught in English. So every course is taught in English with the exception that you take some foreign language courses, but every normal course is taught in English. All examinations are done in English. It's a Master of Arts, which contains 3 semesters, so you will get 90 credits, European credits in total. The matriculation, so start is possible in the winter semester and in summer semester, which means beginning of October for the winter semester or mid of March for the summer semester. The general orientation is management, marketing, human resources management. So rather, you could say the soft subjects of business administration, and what's also very important for you. So there's no tuition fee at all. So you just have to pay, which is always the case in Germany, 60 euros for the so-called Studentenwerk, who take care of cafeterias, dormitories, and so on. Later on, I will talk about the possibility of getting a double degree and also about our so-called global master schools, which is a specific format created by our university and our partners of offering summer schools. Let's take a look on the curriculum of our program. So it consists, as I said, of 3 semesters. So you can start in summer or winter, it doesn't matter. That's why I said here, first summer semester or first winter semester. So it depends on where you start. As I said, we concentrate mainly on the soft subjects of business administration, which means management in general, particularly international management here, which is clear, and human resources management and marketing. Thus, you will find courses here in international management accompanied by cases in international management. In the first winter semester, you will find a course in international human resources management and also a course in advanced international marketing. This is accompanied by courses that give you more insight in international affairs like international law, international economics and trade, which is the only quantitative module here in the whole program, and international competencies. That's a course where you learn to deal with people from different nations and to work in a very intercultural environment. The first summer semester has a weekly schedule, but we try to condense the courses in a way that you will only have lectures from Monday to Wednesday. This is done especially because a lot of master students have to work besides studying to finance studying, and that enables you at least to work 2 days per week, so typically Thursday and Friday. The first winter semester consists only of blocked courses with one exemption, that's the language courses, but these are all blocked courses. The reason is that we will offer a mobility window, especially for people who come from Germany so that they can go abroad, but also for students coming from abroad, they also have the chance to get to go somewhere abroad. To get to know, for instance, 2 European countries and not only Germany. That's also a possibility that we offer. That's why all the courses are blocked. It's easier for our incoming students as well as for outgoing students to go abroad. We have 2 electives here. We can take a look on the electives on the next slide here. I will come back to the slide before. We have electives from the soft subjects of business administrations like consumer behavior, that's shown here on the top, corporate communication, or organizational behavior. Organizational behavior deals with how people act inside organizations and how is the interference between organizations and human beings. So consumer behavior naturally belongs more to marketing as well as corporate communication. But we also take into consideration that digitalization plays a bigger and bigger role. So that's why we also offer 2 electives in that field, international digital economy and 1 elective about artificial intelligence. If you would like to learn more languages, you can also take language courses, those that are shown here on the slide. But for our foreign students, they also have the chance to learn German. So as a foreign student, you can also take German courses, and these German courses can be recognized as official electives, and you will get the credits for your master degree. One thing which is very interesting for all the students is that they can do an internship abroad, which normally means that you go outside Germany and you do an internship for at minimum 4 weeks. But for students who are not native German, so who come to Germany to study our master program, they have also the chance to do that internship inside Germany, so which is a very good chance to get to know some potential employers of you, future employers of you. Please take into consideration that here in the Frankfurt region, we have so many international companies and we have so many international employees. So there's a good chance really to get an internship, but also maybe that could be the first step to get a permanent position when you have graduated from that master program. So for our foreign students, a very good chance to do an internship here in Germany with a German company, with an international company, so that doesn't matter, but that can be recognized as an elective with 6 credits. So much about the electives. I will go back here. So there are many options that you can choose from. That's why we call it an elective. At the end of the day, you only have to choose 2 of them. Only for formal reasons. In the first winter semester, you can see here the summer school or the global master school, so which is also kind of an elective, and it's an integral part of our program. And I will again go a bit further here to that slide to inform you about the global master schools. These global master schools are offered in cooperation with two partner universities. One partner university is in the United States, so the University of Missouri, located in St. Louis. And the other university is in Finland, so on the very north of Europe. It's the University of Applied Sciences in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵, which is in the western part of Finland. And we are the third partner naturally here. So what does Global Master School mean? So it's offered in a defined order by all these three universities. So next week, we will have the Global Master School in Finland, in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵. In autumn, we will have the Global Master School on our campus in Aschaffenburg. And most likely next year in May, it will be offered in the United States or in November. Let's see. The duration is typically 1 week, and it's it consists of lectures and projects. So the projects in cooperation with companies or local organizations are typically the heart of the Global Master School, and you will have some project work in intercultural teams. So we take care on the team composition so that students from as many nations as possible are team members, so that you have really intercultural experience inside that Global Master School. This is also accompanied by social events like brewery visits or a visit of the European Central Bank and other things as well. So a very nice opportunity to get to know your teachers better, to get to know your classmates better, to get to know students from other universities, and to build up your international network with people from Finland, United States, but also other nations that take part. So that's about the first winter semester. And finally, so there's the third semester, and the third semester consists mainly of the master thesis. So the master thesis has to be defended in a so-called research seminar. And there's also another blocked course of 1 week. It's called presentation and moderation. So in all these semesters, so you have the chance to work besides studying typically, so that you can earn some money, or if you find a qualified job, you can also get your first qualified job experiences besides studying, so which may also again be the opportunity to find a permanent position later on. Okay, so far about the program. Okay, I will go further. I see there are some questions in the chat. I will answer them later. That's no problem at all. And let's go further. So, and now I would like to inform you about the possibility of getting a double degree. With our partner university in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘳𝘵 in Finland, we have a partner program, a double degree program. So it means that if you do at least 40 of the 90 credits of our program in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘳𝘵, you will get a degree from both universities, so which means an MBA from the University of Applied Sciences in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘳𝘵 and an MA from our university without doing any extra work or any extra semester. The normal way to do that is to write the master thesis with the partner university, so to write the master thesis with the university in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘳𝘵 in Finland, and to visit 2 additional courses over there. One of these courses can be a global master school, which is held in 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘳𝘵. So this means at the end of the day, because all courses there are blocked, that you do not have to move to Finland. You only have to spend a couple of days or weeks over there. And the master thesis can be supervised from Finland by Zoom meetings and other technologies that's possible. So there's no need to move to Finland, but nevertheless, you can do that double degree. That's another good opportunity for you, I guess. And it shows that you are a real international person if you have degrees from different countries. Okay, Finally, I would like to inform you about the application period and the requirements from our side. And yeah, first of all, you should have a bachelor's degree in business administration or similar subjects. So at least, to give you a rough idea, at least about 50% of your credits should be from courses of business administration, economics, law, and statistics, and other things which are typically part of programs in business administration. If it's a mixture of business administration with something else, we have to check your certificates, your diploma, if the amount is sufficient or not. But to give you a rough idea, if you have a degree which dealt with business administration to a major, part, so then typically you are taken. Your grade should be at least 2.5 according to the German grading system, but regardless from where you do your application, you have to go through uniassist.de, and they will check your diploma, and they will also recalculate your grade, or they will transform or transfer your grade to the German grading scale. 2.5 means good, so at least it should be good, yeah. And good and very good is fine. If it's less good, so it might be a problem, but if you can show officially from your university that you belong to the best 50% of your cohort, so then we can also take you. We require English at B2 level, so it's not so high. It should be English, not in German, sorry. English B2 level. Or if your bachelor was taught in English, so we do not have to see any certificate additionally. So then you also fulfill all the language requirements from the English side. So B2 or the bachelor was taught in English. We also require some German, but at the lowest possible level. So it's A1. Which means that you should have at least a short intensive course before you come to Germany. I guess that's better for your integration here, and integration also outside of the university, because not everybody speaks English here. So, but German A1 is the lowest level that is possible. Typically, you can do that with a basic short summer course or something like that. So if you're really interested to come to our university, one possibility which is offered all around the world typically is to do that certificate with a so-called Goethe-Institut. As I said before, we take students twice a year, so which means starting in October and starting mid of March. For starting in October, the application period has just started at the beginning of May, but there's some time left until mid of August. But if you are interested to study at our university, I guess it's better to apply early. So that's important, because sometimes things are missing, and then we have enough time to get all the missing documents so that you can be taken. And if you're more interested to study in the summer semester, so then the application period will start in autumn, mid of November. It ends mid of February. So here you can see the link to get more information about that. And if you would like to ask questions later to me, I will also answer all the questions which I can see here in the chat. But if you would like to send me an email later, if you're interested to study at our university, so you can see my email address here. So questions are highly welcome. So, and yeah, I would like to say, thank you for listening, and your applications are highly welcome, and would be great if I can visit some of you someday on our campus. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor, for your presentation. And now let's move to our next presentation. So let's move to Mittelhessen University of Applied Sciences, and it's Professor Dr. Wane, who will now introduce the program in a master's level program in digital and international marketing. Please, Professor, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Stefanie Wane, and I'm here to present the Master of Science in Digital and International Marketing. Here you can already see the, let's say, the sign new, and this is true, of course. I mean, of course, I don't start my presentation with something untruthful. What is exactly new about it is that we have now two possible focuses. So the marketing program itself has been already established more than 20 years ago. So it used to be, and still is right now. So students which are studying with us now, they are studying the master in international marketing, but we will establish a second focus area, which is digital marketing. Yeah, so we somehow extended the marketing program and yeah, to match or meet the requirements also of current companies and so on. So just a very short introduction. So here you can see me, and yeah, I'm with the 𝘱𝘓 Business School since 2012, so it's already more than 10 years. And who's unfortunately not here is my colleague, Professor Dr. Simon Kiesel. He's a new professor, and he will be in charge of the digital marketing focus. He has more than 20 years experience in this specific marketing area. So we are happy to have him because, yeah, he will be in charge of most of the digital marketing classes. Another very important person in the program is my colleague 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨. She's the one you can talk to or address if you have any questions regarding the application process, what kind of documents you need. Yeah, she's also been with us, I think, right from the start of this master program. So she has a lot of knowledge and experience in helping you and guiding you through the application process. So yeah, you already saw a map. I mean, similar to Aschaffenburg, we are pretty close to Frankfurt. We are north of Frankfurt, around, I think, 70 kilometers. And so some of our students actually also live in Frankfurt or have a job in Frankfurt. So it's also pretty close if you want to get some, yeah, if you want to have an experience in the city. Gießen itself is also not a small town. I would say it's a mid-sized town with around 84,000 citizens. It's also called the commercial center of Mittelhessen, which is the area, let's say, above or north of Frankfurt. And it is also known for having a very nice surrounding. For example, if you want to go hiking or similar. And I would say one specific aspect of Gießen is that it's a true student town. Because we don't only have the 𝘱𝑚, University of Applied Sciences in Gießen, there's also a big university, the Justus Liebig University, which is also located in Gießen. And therefore, I guess probably during the semester, we have more than 40,000 students in Gießen, which is nearly half of the whole population. Yeah, so you can could experience a real student city. With regard to the 𝘱𝑚, it's really one of the biggest universities of applied sciences in Germany. I'm not really aware of the most current ranking, but it used to be the second or third largest university of applied sciences. It also has buildings in not only in Gießen, but also, for example, in Wetzlar and in Friedberg, which is also close to Frankfurt. But the 𝘱𝑚 Business School is located in Gießen. So you will also have your classes in Gießen. And the business school, we have 1,500 students. And as I already said, the marketing master itself has been already established more than 20 years ago. Apart from that, we have some or perhaps even a lot of experience with master programs in general. So there are 4 more master programs, like, for example, an HR master, or also one in digital business, one in it's called Unternehmenssteuerung. This is more related to accounting and general management, and also an MBA program. So what makes our program special? I mean, perhaps first I need to say, compared perhaps also to the other programs that were already presented here, the program is really for marketing enthusiasts. I mean, even though, of course, we also integrate more management-oriented subjects in our curriculum, yes, our focus is clearly on marketing. And in this new focus area, we really emphasize application-oriented teaching, because we believe that digital marketing is really hands-on. It's not so theoretical. It also has this kind of technological aspect. And therefore, we really want to teach in a hands-on way, which means that the students will also learn about different tools, apply these tools. They will also deal with practical projects and so on. Our focus is also on intercultural topics, and we are not a purely English program, but rather a bilingual program, even though if you choose the international marketing focus, you will mainly study in English. So there will be probably 1 or 2 subjects in the first semester which are taught in German, but the rest will also be in English. We also want to offer you some kind of flexibility, with regard to your choice of focus. So in the second semester or prior to the second semester, you can choose if you will want to either focus more on digital marketing or on international marketing. And we also will include more digital learning elements to give you even more flexibility. Also, in the established program, we already emphasize practical orientation a lot. So we have a lot of projects in each semester, at least one big project with partners, mainly companies, but also we already did projects with city governments, or for example, last year with the Gießen 46ers, which is a basketball team, for example. So that's really very important to us. And what is also something that speaks for our degree is that we also offer a double degree with the Napier University in Edinburgh, which is also a pretty popular choice amongst our students. And I mean, also an important point perhaps for you is that you will study in a real student city. And since also our group sizes are not so large, we also have a very personal atmosphere. So typically in the last years, we had around 20 to 30 students. And of course, now that's me doing self-marketing, but of course, we also have been ranked, for example, by the 𝘱𝘢, which is, I would say, probably the most established university ranking in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And we received a very good rating from them. I think amongst the public universities of applied science, we had a joint second place just behind one university for our master programs. And you can also go to StudyJack, for example, where I'm also very happy with the feedback we receive via this platform. Okay, so what content does our program cover? We have a joint first semester. So the first semester, all students study the same modules. And because it's called Master of Digital and International Marketing. For us, it's important. So everyone will receive that degree. It's important that we cover both international marketing and digital marketing already in the first semester, so that everyone more or less builds up these foundations. Then we also have, I would say, a marketing research focus in the first semester, also with projects, but also some statistics, but that perhaps for some of you sounds worse than it actually is. And we also have a more general management module with strategic management. And then in the end of the first semester, you can make your choice. Would you do you want to focus on digital marketing or on international marketing? And don't be afraid, because here we have more modules on the right side. This does not mean that you have to study more if you do international marketing. 2 of the modules are like shorter, smaller modules. Therefore, there is one more. And I introduced in the beginning me and my colleague, Simon Kiesel. It's not that we teach all of these modules. Of course, you will also meet more professors and not just us. Okay, then in the third semester, I call it an optional semester. It's more or less mandatory for students who have only studied 6 semesters in their bachelor degree or just have 180 ECTS credit points. They have to do an additional semester, and they can choose if they want to do an internship or they want to study abroad, or if they want to take some extra modules in Germany. Yeah, and most of them either do an internship or go abroad. And so, as I said, some of you would have to do it, but if you already have your 210 credit points, then it's still an option. Yeah, so you are, it's up to you if you want to do this extra semester. And then in the fourth semester latest, you can write your master thesis. Yeah, but if you already have 210 credit points, you can already write your master thesis directly in the third semester. Yeah. So here are just some options what students did in the past. Yeah, the most popular choice is, I guess, for obvious reasons, because of the double degree, the double degree in Edinburgh in Scotland. Right now, I think we have 6 students in Edinburgh who do the double degree. They are nearly finished. So they also, if they do this double degree, normally they are finished by May. They start in October, yeah, and then after less than 2 years, they can graduate with a double degree. Yeah, and other options that were, or other places that students went to study are also listed here. Also with internships, my experience is that it's always pretty easy for our students to really get attractive internships. So that's just, these are just some companies which are also popular with our students. Okay. Well, this is just one impression from our campus. Just have to check the time. I will hurry up a little bit. Yeah, from our experience, also our students, they are pretty successful in their careers. So I really don't know any cases where students struggle to find a good job. Even before we introduced the digital marketing focus, many of them finally ended up in digital marketing, because I mean, also right now we are already teaching digital marketing, but of course not as extensively. Some of them become product and brand manager, or they work in sales or business development, yeah, and also in various functions and industries. Whereas I would say the focus is perhaps a little bit more on consumer good companies, on advertising agencies, or e-commerce and social media companies. Okay. So as I said already in the beginning, I think the program is just right for you, especially if you are really sure that you want to focus in marketing. I would say all our students are pretty enthusiastic about marketing. Yeah, it's also if you want to improve your English skills, and the international students, the German skills. You should have a keen interest in digital transformation and also in different cultures. You should also be willing and happy about working in intercultural teams, for example. And yeah, I also think our study program offers a really good combination of creative skills, but also analytical skills. And perhaps just talk about some formalities in the end. So I think similar to the Master in International Management, you also need to have either a first degree in business administration, or let's say something similar, where you have a substantial share of business classes. So it's also, for us, it's 50%. You need a grade point average of at least 2.3. You also need to document 8 credit points in statistics, math, quantitative subjects, because yeah, we also do research and yeah, with multivariate statistics. So it's important that you already have some foundational knowledge. You need to document sufficient English, and yeah, we require some more German language skills. For example, one reason is that we have projects with also local partners, and we learned that it's better also for the integration in the teams when, or the cooperation with our local partners when everyone has, let's say, decent German skills. Yes, international students, you can already apply. Again, it's very similar or even identical to Aschaffenburg. You need to apply via UniAssist. If you are unsure, if you meet the requirements, you can always send us an email with your transcript of record, so we can do a quick pre-check if we think that it's worth the effort of applying. And yeah, so just get in touch and send us your transcript. And it's also important, you don't need to already be officially graduated when you apply. Yeah, so you can still submit everything until your immatriculation, which is typically end of September. Here we just have some impressions. I think this was during the COVID time where the students did social media projects, not only drinking wine, I think, but yeah, this was for a blog project. Yeah, we also once did an eye tracking project with IKEA and Wetzlar. So the lady you see on the left, she's also a student. We also try to promote or to support students that have a keen interest in research. Yeah, it's not our main focus because we are a University of Applied Science, but I'm also, I would say, active in the research domain, and therefore we try to also enable students to work scientifically. So here, the lady on the right, she's also one of our graduates, and she was able to present the results of her thesis at the European Marketing Conference in Budapest last year. This is our graduation from last year. And yeah, so that's it, I think. Again, here you have some contacts. As I said, for more practical questions, please get in touch with 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨. If you have questions regarding the program, you can either contact me or my colleague Simon. And yeah, we are happy to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Another wonderful presentation. And let us move now to the last speaker for today and to the undergraduate level. Actually, so it's Professor Dr. Dina Dreisbach, and we are moving now to South Westphalia University of Applied Sciences, and we'll talk about BA level program in business administration with informatics. Professor, please.
Also from my side, last contribution today. I will try and keep it very dense and compact. So as mentioned already by Georgi, I will present an undergraduate program. So in case you still need one to eventually change to all the wonderful programs in the masters we have seen before, this could be a good choice. Here you can find, first of all, a QR code leading to our website. So in case you want to check more details, see some students' voices, get more pictures and impressions, please do not hesitate to visit us. So we are a University of Applied Sciences as well, located in the western part of Germany. Our campus is quite beautiful, still quite cozy, with about 3,600 students, of those being almost 1,000 foreign students. So it's quite, sorry, an international atmosphere on our campus. The class sizes are approximately 120 per year. We start regularly in winter semester. We have an anti-cyclical intake option also for summer, but the main intake is in winter, starting from beginning of October. We build seminar groups for the exercises, seminars, IT classes, and we have the, so to say, full-size class with 120 only for the lectures. So you can see some statistical data. This is our faculty. We collaborate with the Faculty of Electrical Engineering. This has historical reasons. So basically, we have the Center for Business Education integrated with electrical engineering, which gives the advantage that we have all three entirely in English taught programs together in one faculty, which is the Business Administration with Informatics Bachelor I'm presenting today, the consecutive master program, which is called International Management and Information Systems. And we also have an English speaking program in engineering, which is not related in terms of content, but we, so to say, develop the infrastructure from A to Z for the international students together. So we offer services from the application to the coaching, to the student service office, mentorship of students, everything from A to Z is offered entirely in English language. We have a network around supporting the housing. So yeah, we have quite an infrastructure for our international students. We do this since more than 20 years already. So we have really extensive experience in that. And yeah, that is basically the reason why we share this faculty and the resources. Here you can see some images from our lecture halls, the Audimax, some seminar rooms. We have modern facilities. That is the Audimax. We have the PC pools. So it's quite a modern and nice setting. This is our library, picture taken during the pandemic. Luckily, we are not in that situation anymore. So what's the idea of the study course of the program? It offers, in fact, it has 3 pillars. So we have a broad education in business administration, which makes about 60% of the curriculum. We have about 30%, which is in applied informatics. So for example, ERP systems, SAP, basics of programming, data analysis. So the goal is basically to prepare you for using IT related tools in a business setting. So we do not educate technical informatics students. It is applied informatics, which you can use in the business context. And the last pillar with about 10% is language and soft skill development. This is a specific feature. We include soft skill development in compulsory modules. So in every semester, we have one module which deals with your language development, for instance, in the field of scientific English or business English, and we combine it with the development of your soft skills. In this program alone, we have more than 60 countries. So it's a very diverse student body. We do not have one dominating area or nation. It's really from all over the world. And this, in fact, brings this highly intercultural characteristic. As it was in most of the programs seen before, the lectures are entirely taught in English. We have not only in terms of language, but also in terms of the content of the subjects and international orientation. We have 2 intense cooperations, including a double degree option with the Swiss German University in Jakarta. And we have a close collaboration with the New York Institute of Technology in Manhattan. We offer summer courses there as well. We, of course, also have a lot of context in the course of the Erasmus program, European-wide exchange options, but those 2 contexts are the most intense ones, I would say. Maybe speaking about Soest for some seconds. It is a cozy city, lovely medieval city, central western part of Germany, close to the Ruhr area. So the Ruhr area is the area with the most dense population. In Germany, a lot of jobs, a lot of hidden champions, industry, but also modern services. And Soest is, so to say, at the corner of it. So Soest itself is rather cozy and medieval and a nice student city, but it's closely located to the Ruhr area with all of those options of a metropolitan region. Good, so that's basically the idea. Here we have some more images of our students. So I already mentioned some of the supportive activities. So our goal is to create also a family atmosphere. So we have, for instance, a BBA students team, which is mentoring the students. We encourage students to really engage in the network of students. We have barbecues, we have Christmas parties, we have excursions. So there's really a lot of activities also around the core studies itself, so to say. And also, if you realize you are over challenged with something, we organize tutorials, additional support. So yeah, our goal is to really support and to not be just your academic university, but to be also your place of support, personal development, and yeah, your, I don't know, kind of family during your bachelor studies. So here you can see some modules. You can see it's general, broad education in business administration. We have a wide range of electives. You can also select focuses. We have a free choice of thesis projects. A lot of students also conduct their thesis together with companies, since we are University of Applied Sciences. It's quite applied, the characteristic of the modules. And all consecutive master programs in the field of business are possible. We offer our own consecutive master, but you can also switch to other programs. For example, those you have just seen today in this session. So the special emphasis, the special focus in the field of information technology is explained in a bit more detail here. So you can see the keywords, you can read them by yourself. So that is maybe the special focus in that sense of the program, besides what I mentioned in the sense of soft skill development. And there are additional electives permanently being developed. So we permanently revise the curriculum and embed the latest trends, which are interesting for companies. Here we have some companies mentioned where our graduates work. As it was mentioned by my colleague before, we have no problems in terms of employability. The applied informatics focus, of course, also gives a feature which is highly attractive for the labor market. The labor market in general in Germany is very open at the moment for qualified people from outside Germany, so best chances in that regard. So this is just a brief sketch of our consecutive master program. I will not comment further on it in detail, just to let you know there is a consecutive master, since this can also be interesting for your study decision in the bachelor, to know that there is an option. If you like it here, if you want to stay with us, you can do so. We are involved in distance learning since more than a decade already. We have the option for blended learning. We have an extensive infrastructure in this regard, whereas I'd say it only plays an additional role. So mostly we concentrate on face-to-face teaching. We have a lot of interactive elements in our teaching, but we use blended learning elements where they make sense. And especially, of course, also in the IT-related subjects, we, of course, get familiar with that. So here you can see some more images, the family atmosphere, the individual supervision by the professors. Our Mensa is also a nice spot to meet, to exchange. And as already mentioned, we try to organize entertaining activities around your studies. Here are some countries mentioned. There are some more. Here in the middle, you see a picture of our last graduation ceremony, which always takes place in October. That is also, yeah, a good occasion to meet alumni students. And yeah, that's basically this. Final comment. We support students in finding internships. There's no mandatory internship, but we encourage it strongly. We have the option of internship as elective. We have the option to write the thesis with companies. So we do a lot in this regard. Good. That is part of the BBA team, to show some faces. And yeah, I think that's the most important features. All remaining questions, I'm of course happy to answer in the Q&A following. Thank you for your attention.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Professor. And with that, now let me open the floor for the live Q&A. And first of all, I would like to say thank you very much for all our guests, because they took time and answered already many questions, a lot of questions in the chat, making my life much, much easier. So we'll have enough time to address all the remaining ones, of course, but I also saw some questions, interesting ones, that I would like you to maybe mention once again, so that everyone can see, because yeah, sometimes students cannot follow everything that's going on in the chat. So first, my question will first go for 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨. You already addressed, Lena, this question, but once again, regarding the ECTS point, which is, I like this question a lot also. What if the students have 180 ECTS? Is there any way to compensate for that and get into your program?
Yes, that is a question that comes up very often. So students have to gain the missing ECTS before they apply to the HFU Business School, and they can do so by attending summer schools, for example. We have had students in the past who have done additional diploma courses. These courses usually take up to 6 months or 1 year, so that would be a possibility to make up for the missing ECTS. Unfortunately, at the moment, there is no possibility to gain the ECTS directly here at the HFU Business School.
You are muted, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵.
Yes, sorry for that. It happens also with me. Professor Vano, now the question for you. There was regarding this question that I have a BA in political science, but MS in management. Will my 120 ECTS for my master get counted? Or what can I do to meet the requirement? So what would you say to this?
Yeah. It's really difficult to give a general answer to this question because, I mean, we are, let's say, pretty open. So we really try to enable students to start studying with us. So therefore, in these specific cases, I would just advise to send us your transcripts. And because sometimes we also accept things like if you did a business-related internship or your thesis, and then we also include some of the master classes. But it's really a case-to-case decision. But we will try our best, to tell you beforehand if we think that you are eligible for the program or not.
Okay.
So before you start applying via UniAssist, just send us all your transcripts, and then we can really tell you if it makes sense to apply or not.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. Now, a question for Professor Dreisbach. She's just also addressed it. Regarding the elective courses, the question was from Sandra was how many electives can we take? And you mentioned 11 or more. So what is the exact limit, or what is the some amount of maximum amount of ECTS that they can collect from the electives?
Yeah, so 11 electives, which makes 55 credits in our case, because they are all 5 ECTS modules, have to be taken. You are basically free in your choice. In case you choose a focus, we have predefined paths, so to say, which are optional. In case you select a focus, for instance, the focus markets or the focus resources or the focus IT, then there is, so to say, a list to choose from. So you have to take a certain amount of electives from the respective field, but you can also stick to the general electives and not select a focus. Why did I mention more is possible? Because most of our students take more. It's just because due to the fact that it's tuition free. So in case there are more electives of interest, many students take 12, 13, 14, and they can decide on their own whether they are displayed in the final record or not.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Professor. Now I have a question for Lena, and again, it was addressed, a question from Alina, but I think you mentioned something important there for international students, especially regarding the scholarship opportunities for distinguished students. And you said that there is a specific scholarship opportunity exactly from your side. Could you please elaborate more on that?
Yes. So for students who get excellent grades in their first semester, we can offer a scholarship over the amount of 2,000 euros for the second semester. That means that usually students pay 4,000 euros per semester, but if they get the scholarship, In the second semester, they only have to pay 2,000 euros. And if students then again have excellent grades in the second semester, they might also get another scholarship for the third semester. So there really is the opportunity to limit the amount of money you have to pay by working hard and getting good grades.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lena. Professor Vano, question for you, which actually was for you, but mistakenly someone has addressed, but that's not a problem. Is the thesis done with the company or can be done with the company?
Yeah, that's again, it's, I would say, the choice of the student. So we perhaps, I mean, okay, COVID changed something, but I would say before COVID, I would say roughly 50% of students wrote their thesis with companies. And still now many of them do. And it's really, I would say, up to the student what you want to prioritize. I mean, it's really a good opportunity to already, let's say, collect experience within a company. And some students then also start working for that company after their graduation, for example. Yeah, so of course it's possible, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Professor Dreisbach, there was a question I see regarding the admission restrictions, if you have, and you mentioned also IELTS point. But one question I think it's also important to know for students. So you have, do you have any specific amount of spots so let me reformulate it. If the students meet the requirements, the minimum requirements that you have, will they get a place into the program, or you do some rankings and exclude some students who did not do better than others, for example?
Yeah. We take those students who meet the requirements. We have a lot of applicants, to be frank, and we provide a lot of admissions. Usually, besides, of course, meeting the criteria and having the eligibility to join, an issue are visas. So we frequently provide way more admissions than students who can actually make it to our campus, and that's mainly due to visa issues. Yeah. So yeah, but to answer your questions, if you meet the criteria, you will be taken. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And dear attendees, visa is often a problem, unfortunately, especially in many countries, some countries. And please check out our articles. We have recently published lots of articles regarding visa issue and how you can somehow make it easier for you, this procedure. There are some articles, please check out on our page. Okay, then there are two, I think, more general questions that I would like to take, and we can call today. General question for all professors. Will there be any dormitory options or something like that? Thank you for your time. Let's start maybe with Professor Vano.
I mean, I know that there are definitely students' apartments, yeah, but it's I think it's not like that everyone gets a place there. I guess that's similar for all universities. I don't know. I mean, Gießen is not as bad as like big cities like in Frankfurt or Munich, where it's really super hard to get an affordable apartment. Yeah, but I think I cannot give you a guarantee that you will definitely get a place in a dormitory. Yeah, we have student housings or student apartments, but not for everyone.
Yeah, fair enough. Would anyone like to add something different to that?
Yeah, maybe I fully agree. It's the same here. What we organize is accommodation support. So we organize a little network in which current students graduating can announce their vacancies and so on. So it makes sense if you know you want to study with us and you apply with us, that you contact us and the BBA office early so that we can, you know, have you on the list. And the earlier you tell us, the easier it will be to find something around here in Soest. We have an emergency option, also a cooperation with a hotel. They provide an option to bridge maybe some 4 or 8 weeks. Yeah, so you will not sleep outside under the bridge. But yeah, basically it's the same as my colleague just explained. Yeah.
But that's good to know that no one will sleep outside. It's already very valuable information. And yeah, Lena, would you like to add something different?
No, really, for the HFU Business School, it's exactly the same. And I can also say that we here in the Black Forest usually have enough space for all students, and nobody has had to sleep on the street in the past. So don't worry about accommodation.
I hope it will keep the same in the future as well. Thank you. And just one advice from a former international student in Germany. His name is Georgi, and he will he will tell you that whenever you get the admission, please try as soon as possible send the documents for the dormitory, because dormitories are the best in terms of where they're highly subsidized and you will save a lot of money. So that's why there's a hunt going on for the dormitories, because everyone wants to get it, because it's very nice plus very affordable. Very affordable. That's why when I got my admission, the same day, the same evening, I already sent the application, and that's why I was lucky to get the dormitory. But not everyone was lucky, unfortunately. So you want to be on the lucky list, please act swiftly. And last question, dear professors, all of you mentioned practice orientation. Can you please give some examples? What is meant by that? I appreciate your time. This is for all master's programs. Okay, let's continue with Lena, maybe.
Yes, like with the other universities, our students have the opportunity to write their thesis with a company, and by doing so, of course, they can gain practical work experience. They also have the opportunity to do a voluntary internship. So internships are not mandatory here at the HFU Business School, but of course, students who want to do internships are very welcome to do so, and we will try to support them when it comes to finding an internship place, and we will also help them with the documents that they require. Apart from that, I think we just really try to teach the students some practical skills by having these lecturers that come from working backgrounds, that have actual practical experience, so they can introduce the students what they may expect when they leave the university and enter the world of the German job market.
I don't know, should I go on or?
Georgi, we cannot hear you. You are muted.
Again, I'm so sorry. Again, yeah, Professor Dreisbach, I asked you whether you could go ahead with that.
I think it was for the master's programs only, but maybe if I'm allowed, fine. So yeah, practice orientation is, it's basically the same. We support the cooperation with the companies, with the local companies. We have a lot of companies actively contacting us, asking for interns. We have the internship as elective option, so you can gain credits for your internship in combination with a report. Yeah, and in terms of content of the modules, we also design the content in a way that it is applied, that there are real-world examples. We work a lot with case studies. Yeah, so that is basically our approach.
Perfect. Thank you. It's still good to know, despite the fact that it's BA, always good to know about this practice orientation. And Professor Vano, please.
Yeah, I mean, we also use a lot of case studies and stuff. And but I think the main part is that in both semesters, there's really one big practical project for every student. So they work in groups. In the first semester, they have a big market research project with company partners. And this can be that they have to conduct a big survey, but it can also be eye tracking or qualitative interviews. And we also already did emotional tracking and social media analysis and so on, or social media monitoring. And in the second semester, all students, and this will also stay the same, also for the international marketing focus, always do a digital marketing or social media project, also with companies. Yeah, mostly local partners, but also sometimes, as I said, we already worked with Lego, for example, or IKEA, but also sometimes with more regional companies or partners. Yeah, and then students sometimes complain too much work and so on, but after they always say, okay, but this gave us the best learning experience.
Great, thank you, Professor. And yeah, Just for attendees, I saw many questions, and there were many questions regarding scholarships. Also, you can also find information about general scholarships on our webpage. I linked also in the chat the relevant page, and also why this practice orientation. Regarding practice orientation, this is one of the differences also when it comes to University of Applied Sciences versus Universität types of universities. If you want to find out more about that, also we have articles on that and you can read, and just to inform yourself about what does it mean. So these different types. All right, so let me now open my slide for the official thank you part. So thank you very much, dear guests, for your wonderful presentations, for taking your time, answering questions in the chat also and live. Also, thanks attendees for tuning in, for sending in many questions. It was a pleasure. If you have any more questions when it comes generally to studying in Germany, for example, like visa-related questions or UniAssist-related questions, or APS certificate, CV letter of motivation writing, etc., all these, you can first check out our articles, because we have already written lots of articles on these topics. And if you don't find answers there, also you can get in touch with us directly. And if you have general questions or specific questions to one of the programs, for example, you can also get in touch directly with them. They all provided to you their contact details, and I'm sure that they will be more than happy to help you to apply. And yeah, if you would like to also leave us feedback, please go to our Facebook or Google pages and leave us feedback for today's webinar. Any comments are always appreciated. That was all for today. I wish you a very nice rest of the day. Take care and bye-bye. And hopefully see you in Germany, of course. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.